Hey friends, welcome to another 3-minute devotion. Glad to see you again today. Want to just draw our attention to one of the letters that Paul wrote to some of the churches that he had planted in a region called Galatia. He had been there and he had seen a lot of people come to faith, and it was a really great thing that was going on there. But then there were some other people that kind of came in and began to influence these new believers, trying to push and encourage them, even confine them, you might say, to going back to living a life of legalism and trying to live according to the Jewish law instead of the freedom that Christ had given them. And Paul kind of wrote this letter because of that very issue. And he finally says in Galatians chapter 5, verse 1, he says, "It's for freedom that Christ has set us free. Stand firm then, and do not let yourselves be burdened again by a yoke of slavery." And so I think Paul is just trying to encourage them and trying to say, hey, do you really want to go back to the bondage that you were living in and the law and the rules? Or do you want to live free in Christ? And he goes a step further down at the end of chapter 5 in verses 22 and 23, and he says, these are some of the characteristics of those who will walk with Christ. It says, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such things there is no law. And so Paul is just saying, hey, do you really want to be confined? Or instead of being confined by the law, here are some things that we can do that you can always have as a part of your life. You don't have to worry about people coming down on you for these things. And I don't know if you remember my story, but I grew up on an orchard down in Oregon, and it was a filbert orchard, but it also had apples and pear trees and prune trees and all these different things. And I really enjoyed the apple trees. We liked eating the apples, drying the apples. My brother and I threw the apples at each other and even exploded the apples. It was always a lot of fun. But one of the things is we never went back to the apple tree and found anything but apples on that tree. Shocker, I know. And we never went to a filbert tree and found apples growing there. The thing is that the trees are recognized by their fruit. So I want to challenge us. What is the fruit of our lives? You know, we're also in a confined space and time and being told what we can and can't do. What a great time and place to develop the fruit of the Spirit in our lives. Jesus said a tree will be recognized by its fruit. So over the next few weeks together, we're going to unpack each one of these fruit of the Spirit. Going to have some friends help us do it and just say, God, I pray that you would help me to allow these fruits to mark my life during this time. God bless you guys. We'll catch you again.